Quite literally, no. Like, I would rather choke on a jean jacket, put my titty in a panini press than do that. Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
My little Parisian gal.
Yeah.
Walked away 29, came back 30 in Parisian.
Yes, absolutely. Turned 30 in Paris.
I mean,
technically, I think I was in the air.
Which I'm
over the
so
ocean.
mad because I did set an alarm for 2:30 in the morning, like we talked about. Remember how you were like, it'll be 9 a.m. there, 2:30 a.m. here?
Yes.
Slept through it. Like, I turned it off in my sleep.
Aww.
And I woke up at 6 a.m. and I was like, her birthday!
She's already 30!
I was like, what? And then, yeah, I turned it off. That's crazy.
Yeah. No, we were getting ready. So we landed in Paris, and then it's like a 9-hour flight. And then we got off the plane and had to get ready in the bathroom just because we couldn't check into our hotel immediately. And so we were getting ready in the bathroom, and I was like, oh, it's my birthday. Like, I knew it going into it, but it didn't hit me.
Yeah.
I'm just, traveling forever. So, yeah, I looked at Lindsay. I was like, oh, it's my birthday right now. I'm 30.
Here.
It's happening.
Who was the first to tell you happy birthday?
Chloe.
Your alarm did go off at 2:30, huh?
No, I did at midnight.
Oh, math.
Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway, continue.
Well, happy to have you. Brett filled in for you. Coach Wags filled in for you last week.
Yes, and thank God. Could you ask for a better substitution? No.
Truly no. Yeah. Like, he had the time of his life, and everybody that listened, like, I hope that you know that he had the time of his life.
The feedback has been very good.
It truly has.
Very positive. So, Wags, we know you're listening. The girls are a fan. It was our first boy on the podcast ever.
I know.
Boy.
Boy.
Other than Norris, the dog. The first man on the podcast, first guest ever.
Yeah.
And other than the girls that are always in the audience, but it was awesome. And I think, like we said, on my personal Instagram, I posted a little note that we just thought it would make the most sense to have our dads as the first guests on the podcast, just because we think, for a multitude of reasons, we're fans of sports, but really the people in our lives personally that birthed this love for sports that ultimately made this podcast a reality are those two men.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense to have them on, have a combo with them. So Todd, you're next.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, that one's going to
be a time.
Yeah. It's going to have a little bit more alcohol involved, I think, to get him to talk like that. He's not as nice.
Oh, there was alcohol involved.
No, for sure.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying to even get him to be on a mic.
Gotcha.
It's just they have very similar personalities, I feel but different.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to loosen up a little bit before we get him on the record button. So
That's
we'll
okay.
see. But Todd, this is your warning. I actually don't know when I'm going to record it, but we need to plan it.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Well, yeah. So, there's no beating around the bush here. We have a lot to talk about.
We do. This is Name 3 Players. We're your hosts. I'm Victoria.
I'm Raegan.
And this is Sports for the Girls. So if you're new here, you can be a dedicated sports girly, or you don't have to know shit about shit, and you are welcome here as well. Mm-hmm. If you have a hot date this weekend, need some bullet points for convo, or you just are wanting to get better at knowing your sports knowledge. If you're wanting to get into sports for the first time, we also got you covered for that as well. Mm-hmm. We have a little fashion sprinkled in there, a little music, and just some bullshit.
Mostly that.
Mostly bullshit. Emphasis on the kinda about sports.
Yeah, so we'll get into that. We cover this top 3 stories of the week, recap what we talked about last week, but first, Vic and I just truly need to catch up.
Yeah,
because
it's been a time.
It has.
Also, like we said, your dad was on the last week. Prior to that, we did celebrate my birthday here in Kansas City, and Raegan had a time.
I think we all had a time.
We all had a time. I had a time. You guys threw the best night ever. We missed our Chloe. Chloe was out of town. But we did have a time. And Raegan also had a time.
Here's the thing. That morning.
I want to clip together all the times on this podcast you go, here's the thing.
God. That morning, I woke up.
That morning meaning the morning after.
Correct.
The birthday celebration.
Correct. Because, listen, it was a great night. We
100%.
started off at...
And then morning. Great night, then morning.
It was. And that's the thing that, like, I feel so betrayed by myself because I woke up that morning and I was like, I'm in the silliest, goofiest mood. I mean, Vic and I went to McDonald's. We housed breakfast burritos. Like, we were giggling, making obscene jokes.
Yes.
Like, probably our best content as of late.
We were like, if we were good content creators, we'd be filming this and recording it right now, which maybe one day we will get the audacity to press record on a voice memo when we are in those places, and we'll add them in here for you guys, because truly our funniest selves are a hungover version of ourselves.
But that's like, the more giggly I am, the more I know I'm going to be down bad.
To follow. Like
Correct.
the hours that are about to follow. Yeah. It's
So
like a warning.
We got back. We started New Girl. And I'm like
in my bed.
I'm
we
laughing
got in my
because
bed.
this is all like coming back to me because I was still wasted.
Yeah, we
at
crawled
this
in.
point.
We crawled in my bed. We took off our makeup from the night before. We crawled in my bed
Hoods
with
up.
my dog, with our hood. We changed into sweatpants, and Norris looking at us like just shame.
Trash, just as I thought.
Just that thought. Trash. I ate my breakfast burrito in bed.
So we fall asleep, or I fall asleep. But I was at the point where I was like, okay, I know I need to go to sleep, but like we're still laughing and giggling, so like I need to let Vic know that I'm like still on and popping. And she like made a joke about the TV and like what was happening on New Girl, and I was literally like, yeah, no, it's so funny. And then like I just passed the fuck out. Vic took a video of me snoring. I wake up at 1 p.m. and I'm like, what day is it? What year is it? Where am I? Had no idea.
And I had to go get a new phone.
Vic had to go get a new phone. She comes in. She's like, oh, you're awake. I cleaned the whole kitchen. I have to go get a new phone.
Okay.
I was like,
thank you for making me sound like I was that good in a good place.
oh, well, you're about to sound even better here in a second. So,
But I mean, it wasn't like I cleaned the kitchen. I have to get a new phone. I was like, okay, so I scrubbed the champagne off of the kitchen counter. That's done. I do have to go get a new phone because it's broken.
yeah. And she was like, do you want to come? And I was like, literally nothing in this earth could pull me off this bed.
Do you want to come to AT&T?
Quite literally, no. Like, I would rather choke on a jean jacket, put my titty in a panini press than do that. So, anyway, somehow I move out to Vic's couch, and we're sitting here, and she's like, oh, well, we got invited to brunch. And I was like, brunch? I could do brunch. Might need a little substance.
And we did, and that's the thing about like a really hellacious hangover is you have this little like, you're like, okay, I just need to pull myself out of it. I just need to get out, get some fresh air. I just need to get out of it, take the hoodie off, like get out in the world. And then when someone's like, come to brunch, it's on us. You're like 100%, let's go.
Sure. So
They did not have it. Narrator, they did not have it.
we go to brunch, and the car ride to brunch is like a little dicey. I'm like, ooh, she's knocking. I'm not answering.
Yeah.
But the hangover's knocking.
And it's always easier when you're driving. When you're the passenger, it is worse. So I was okay driving, but yeah, I kept looking over and I was like, she's not doing well.
Right. So where we go to brunch is like the cutest little like cocktail like lounge in Kansas City. So we're there with our friends, and
not
like,
where you want to look like a homeless person, like
right.
brunch, which we did.
And like when I think brunch, I'm like in that state. I was like, oh my God, I need potatoes. I need like greasy whatever. And it's like upscale food. Like the menu is flawless.
Yeah.
Everything is so good. So I was like, I could do shrimp and grits, but then I was like, oh, well, that's a little dicey. And then Vic got an avocado toast. I was like, I'll do that. And let me tell you, it was the most beautiful piece of avocado toast I've ever seen in my life. And it did taste great, but in that state, I was like...
It had like chili crunch on it. It just like was not a hangover food.
Correct.
And I did regret it in retrospect. It tasted incredible, but I was like, come on.
Yeah.
But we already had McDonald's, so I was like, this feels like a good secondary breakfast.
So this is where our lives change. I'm experiencing a different brunch than you are.
Okay.
So... everybody that we're with they were with us the night before, but they feel great.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how? And so they all order cocktails.
Tanner was struggling as well, but everyone else was like ordering cocktails, laughing, speaking a little bit more, a little loud for my hangover.
Like, hey, can you actually
Hey, can everyone shut the fuck up? I'm like really struggling.
Yeah, I just was like, you guys are drinking right now? And then they did have like a version of a Bloody Mary on the menu that like was truly
stunning.
One of the best like brunch cocktails I've ever had in my life. And so I get it. And I was like, oh, this will definitely put me back on the horse. Like I'm there. I'm so back. So I get that. And Vic's like, okay, I'll get, I don't even know what you got. But then you ordered also coffee. So she's drinking coffee and this bitch is shelling her little sugar in the coffee, and she's like, I'm so back, like stirring her coffee. She's
the
like,
coffee
I feel
did
great.
bring me back. It was a revival coffee.
She's looking at me. She's like, don't you feel great? I feel great. I was like, no, that's crazy because if I speak right now, vomit will come out. And you feel great.
I watched like as minutes passed, Raegan got continuously down bad.
And I got up and went to the bathroom at one point, and in the bathroom, I was deep breathing, focusing.
The mirror conversation where you're looking at yourself and you're like, get it
Truly.
together, bitch.
They have little mints in the bathroom, popped one of those suckers in. I was like, swallow, pull it together. So then we come out and they're like, what do you guys do? It's true though, you know that conversation, like just fucking swallow. So then I get out there and they're like, what are you guys doing the rest of the day? And I was like, if we don't leave right now, I will die. And I
they're
won't
like,
have
what are
plans
we
the rest
doing
of the
after
day.
this? I'm like, after this?
And they were talking about making beef for that dinner that night. And I was like say
let's
beef.
watch the Chiefs game and make a rack of ribs or whatever. I was like, I'm sweating thinking about that.
I wanted to be like, say beef one more time. Say it. So anyways, we escape. And I was like, I gotta go.
Escape.
I gotta go. Thanks for the hospitality. Gotta go. I don't think you've ever heard me take as many deep breaths in that car ride home as I did.
I just kept like, I was playing music and at one point I like looked over and your head was just like
head in hands.
Hanging. Yeah.
Like,
and I was like, oh no, she's really, really bad. And I still had to I had to get it. Okay. So I broke my phone on my birthday. So when I say I broke my phone, I literally dropped my phone at the bar when we were leaving, kicked it somehow. So it was face down, shattered
ass up.
Which it's the girl's least favorite thing about me. My phone's always dying and I never have a case on it. And I dropped my phone face down, glass up, literally, and I kicked it across the bar. It hit the bar and like cascaded down. And I was like, no, that's for sure done. Like, there's no way. That's a cashed out phone right there.
Here's the
Totaled. The phone's totaled.
This is true. This is truly the difference of like you and me. You did that.
Yeah.
On brand.
Yes.
However, I do that.
You'd wait till Monday.
I just wait. I would not. I truly would just put a case on and call it good. I would not get a new phone.
There were missing pieces. And at brunch, I was holding my phone and it was painful.
Try talking on the phone and cutting your cheek. Still didn't get a new phone.
Yeah, okay. I could not.
So again, difference between you and me. Coffee, I'm so back. Me, dying, telling myself to swallow in the mirror. You, break your phone, go the next day, get a new phone.
Yeah.
Me, just wait till my 100%.
I also think
called?
your upgrade.
That's the one.
It's kind of a little bit of a mental illness on my end. Like if there's a to-do list thing on my brain, I'm like, you're like, why don't you wait till tomorrow? I'm like, I hear you, and I wish I could do that because I feel also like I might throw up in this AT&T, but like I have to go.
So you did feel bad.
Oh, 100%. I was like in the
can
car.
Just push through it.
Yeah, I was in the car in the AT&T parking lot, and I was like, hey, if there's one worse place this is hell. One worse place to be when you're sweating through a hangover, the AT&T waiting area.
Absolutely.
On a Sunday.
And you wanted me to go.
I would rather have you. I thought we could have laughed through it. I can't laugh alone in an AT&T.
There was no laughing through any.
Yeah, no. Well, when I dropped you off, I was like, yeah, I'd rather you not be there. There's no laughing. So Raegan, basically, I dropped her off at my home. Raegan came in and slept it off.
Wait. The best part in the car, on the way to your apartment, me, heavy breathing, you're like, okay, I'm just going to give you my key, and you go up. And I literally look at you, and I go, how are you going to get back in your apartment? And you go, I'll call you. I was like, oh, so I'm going to have to leave the couch.
I was like, it's going to be an hour, so you can come down and let me in. You're like, oh. I'm like, okay. It's either that or you can come with me. These are your only options.
And then this bitch gets home like 2 hours later, and she's like, I'm here. I go to let her in. She's like, I'm in. Somebody let me in. I was like, oh, okay. So.
With a new phone. I did get a new phone.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, so that was my birthday.
Which, let me just add a cherry on top here. So the second Vic got home, I was like, if I'm not in my bed right now, I will implode. So I left, and I was like, I have to get chicken nuggets stat, because I had not eaten since the breakfast burrito mixed with the 2 bites of avocado toast.
From brunch.
So I was like, this is like 7 p.m. Like, Sunday Night Football is starting.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've got to get home. So I stop at the fucking Wendy's on Bannister, and my gas light's on. So I have to get gas. I'm dry heaving in the Wendy's drive-thru. I was like, chicken nuggets. Like, I'm trembling. So I couldn't get a chicken nugget in my mouth fast enough. And then by the time I got that, I was fine. And then I took 2 edibles when I got home so I could just knock the fuck out. And the cheese lost, so it just was...
Oh, I forgot. Yes, that was a bad...
But yeah.
Bad into the hangover day.
Great birthday, though. Had a great time.
Yeah, the aftermath was hilarious. But yeah, the party was so fun, and it was so great, and I'm so thankful. Chloe, obviously, like we said, Miss Producer Chloe, but she was in Nashville, living her little Nashville life, her little country girl life, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the recap on my birthday. And then, yeah, my actual birthday was in Paris with...
Stunning.
Lynn's, and that was the best. 5 days of Paris. I did get food poisoning. Around a day and a half, I would say, total, and that was not ideal.
That might be the most Vic thing I've ever heard.
Getting food poisoning on your birthday?
In Paris.
Yeah.
From a snail.
And the video that they sent us, they were like, look at our snails.
I know. How ironic. And I powered through. So
I was gonna say, like, until you texted us that, like, I would have never guessed.
Yeah.
Just from the content queen.
Yeah, I mean, we made up for it, like, for only being there 5 nights, and then I would say 2 of the nights I was, like, down pretty bad, because, like, the night it happened, it was, like, it was probably, like, 3 a.m. when it happened, so, and then the whole next day, and then that night was definitely not, like, our funnest night, just because I was still feeling horrible, but, yeah, everything else was incredible, and a couple little misconceptions about if you want to go to Paris, and American idiots are like, don't go, this is why. Nah. First of all, you don't have to speak perfect French to go to Paris. As long as you try, people love it. Like, just give a fuck. Give a little effort. Also, like, it's not unsafe. You're not going to get, like, pickpocketed. I felt more unsafe in Kansas City on an average Tuesday.
Fair.
Like, walking from the gym to my car than I did walking the streets of Paris at night.
Interesting.
Just 2 girls. Like, and maybe that's, like, the traveling to New York frequently in me, but, like, I kept saying to Lindsay, I'm like, this is New York. Like, it's just, like, there's a lot of people, and there's a lot of diversity, and if that scares you, don't leave your fucking home. I don't know what to tell you. You know?
Yeah.
So, we just kept saying, like, how many people were like, oh my god, 2 girls going to Paris? Crazy. Like... What?
Wild.
Turn off Taken, Liam Neeson. It's not that crazy. Which maybe I shouldn't say this because, like, I'll get abducted in a year and then you guys will be like, remember that one time she said that?
But you'll be abducted from Kansas City.
Well, I hope to also travel other places, but like one other time. But no, I just kept saying it. Like, Linz and I genuinely had so much fun, and girls' trips are just so superior. And, like, I've traveled with boyfriends. I've traveled with my family. I was going to say love them both. Obviously, don't love the boyfriends anymore. But, like, love the family. Mm-hmm. And, like, traveling with your boyfriend's sick, sure, or whatever. But, like, traveling with your best friends is like unlike anything else. Like we did not stop laughing the entire time. And girls, if you're listening, we are for the girls here, and just book the fucking trip. Get the trip out of the group chat. The entire time too, like we were like, we need to bring the girls here. Like we need a big trip to Paris because it's just non-stop fun. Their clubs and bars don't close until 5 a.m.
Just what we need.
Kansas City could never. Me tells the story violently hungover. Sign me up.
Couldn't even do a 3 a.m. night, Casey.
No, I did it just the next morning.
Right. And that's the best part too, is like in France, you just go, how's a croissant the next morning? And then you're like, I'm on the way.
Sign me up.
We had a croissant every morning. Across the street from our hotel was this incredible bakery. And we were like,
I love bread.
Bonjour.
I love it all.
2 cappuccinos, 2 croissants in the bag, bitch. At one point, we literally ordered 2 each person. Like, Lindsay got 2 and I got 2.
I love that for you.
So, yeah, Paris was great. Go, please. Go with your girlfriends. Fuck your boyfriend. Fuck your husband. Go with your girlfriends. Book the trip to Paris with the girls.
I love that.
My recap for my birthday. So,
Stunning.
yes.
I'm glad you had a good birthday.
And yeah, I would say that's my wins and losses. I mean, that's my win and loss. Loss, food poisoning, bad hangover.
Yeah.
Win, great birthday with my friends in Kansas City. And then a couple days later, I went to Paris.
Yeah.
So,
Stunning.
yeah. Tell me yours, other than that being your loss of the hangover.
Yeah. So this whole time today, I was thinking, I was like, oh my God, I don't have a loss. I don't have a loss. That is definitely my loss. But my win is I chopped my fucking hair.
Oh my God, it looks so good. That's actually my win. Fuck Paris.
Like, contrary to popular belief, girls, we cut off like 7 inches.
That's not contrary to popular belief. It's short as fuck.
Well, I didn't realize how long my hair was.
Your hair got real. I told you that the other day. I was like,
She chopped it and held it up, and it was like this long. I was like, you're fucking lying. You're fucking lying.
You're fucking lying.
But I like full transparency, and like my stylist listens to this podcast, and she knows that every
Shout
time
out, girly.
and Chloe's stylist, hey, she knows every time I cut my hair, like I panic a little bit. So like I cut it on Monday, got home, I was like, cool, and then yesterday before work, like usually I don't wash my hair for days after I get it done because like the way that they treat it is like so good.
Yeah.
But I was like, I just am panicking a little bit. Like, I texted Chloe. I was like, I hate my hair. I look like Kimberly from Sex Lives of College Girls. Like, I can't do this. And then she was like,
no way. Even if your hair was styled exactly like
that's truly what I felt like. But it's like, it hadn't been shortened so long.
Yes.
And so Chloe was like, you're in chop shock, which so true, bestie.
Chop shock, TM, trademark.
Literally. She's like, give it a day, style it yourself, like wash it, like whatever. And then I did today for work, and then like posted this bomb-ass selfie on Instagram. And I was like, bitch, Bob who? Like, she's back. And so I'm in love. So Alex, love you.
How do you put it up to work out? Do you do it halfway?
This is what I do.
Oh, okay.
Because
So
I
it just sweats on the lower end.
Well, I mean, have you seen it? It's not cute, but I mean.
Think of, if that was me, think of how curly my hair would be right now.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm a Bob girly, and I love it. And
Raegan, it's absolutely 100%. We're recording. This is in, I was gonna say writing. It's not. It's in recording.
It's on the internet.
It's the absolute best haircut you've ever had.
Oh my God, Alex, did you hear that?
No, but seriously, like I'm in awe. Like it's so good. And the way you styled it today, I was like, hey, that's Parisian as fuck. You're like, book the trip. We think we're gonna go back in June for Lindsay's birthday. So if you guys want to come.
I need to get a passport.
I need to get some money. Oh, I do have a loss, and it's controversial.
Oh.
Christmas shopping.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, and like
I loved gift giving, so mine's the opposite, but I do understand what you're saying.
it stresses me out to no fucking end, and like that. Like I do love gift giving. Like I really like putting thoughtful gifts together, and
you're a good gift giver.
Thank you for coming from you. That's very nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. I do like that's the thing. Like I think I get so stressed because like
It has to be like
it has to be
intentional.
perfect.
Yeah.
And like money is an object. Do you need a
We
refill?
did it quietly.
Chloe, can you refill this, please?
Do you mind if I get a little scoosh?
It's not the same.
Oh,
It's from Big Mood.
Anyway.
But anyway, yes, we bought
It's
it
not
in
from
Kansas City
Paris.
this morning. That would have actually been smart to bring back French red wine, but we didn't bring back anything. We
You brought back a baguette.
That was from Trader Joe's.
Shut the fuck up.
You went on the plane with a baguette?
You guys, I really did. That's why you were like butter's in the fridge. I was like, it's French. I don't need butter. What the fuck? And then I was literally sitting there. I was like, this is the best baguette ever.
It's the best one I've
Lindsay.
From fucking Trader Joe's.
It's just ciabatta from Trader Joe's.
You guys are traders. Had me believing I was thinking of
I was
eating
wondering,
a French
I'm like,
baguette.
she's like, it's French. I don't need butter. I'm like, I mean, it's a baguette, but like.
And also the most French thing of all time is to put
Butter.
butter on it.
Oh, okay. Goes to Paris one time. All right. Well, 30 minutes in.
Let's
fucking go.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to breeze through this recap because Vic was being all wee of it all last week. So we want to get into the grit with her.
Yeah.
But just to cover some stuff that my dad and I chatted about.
So this is our recap segment, and it is when we do exactly what it sounds like. We recap the last top 3 stories of the previous week, and we just add any little tidbits that have progressed. So
Yeah.
the story recap, give it to us, Rags. I wasn't here.
We're just going to fly through this. Year of the quarterback injuries, as we talked about.
God, yeah.
Adding another one to the mix, Justin Herbert from the Chargers. He suffered a season-ending broken finger. Like, if you're going to go out with a bang.
Right.
You can't pick your injury, I guess, but like... Terry
Grow up and tear your Achilles.
Oh, you broke your finger? Grow up. There's 2 torn Achilles. Oh, God.
Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles and was back the next day, okay? Grow up and have a real man's injury.
Yeah, so he injured
God,
his...
could you imagine if a man's...
No, I'm sure there are men that would be like, well, Aaron Rodgers tore his Achilles and Justin Herbert didn't, so... Like, men, are you okay? No, they're not. That's a different
I did read
combo.
the injury report, and I was like...
So that's the thing. Like, he broke his finger in the game against the Broncos.
Your injury is the ultimate ick.
But, so, he had the injury, and he had season-ending surgery on Monday. So, grow up.
It's like...
Oh. If you're gonna have an injury, just like get a bigger one.
Get a real job. No, that's sad. Sorry, Justin Herbert. Sorry about the finger.
Yeah. And then back on the news of Florida State getting snubbed from the college football playoffs, the state of Florida is in fact suing the college football playoff committee, and the Florida Attorney General is launching an investigation. So like, my dad and I were like, "Oh, that's so stupid! Like they would never." They are.
No, yeah. People are taking it really seriously, which I get it. I really do. And I think we have a little bit of differing opinions on this, but I do understand. And I mean, okay, so in 2014, you didn't touch on this, did you?
Mm-mm.
So in 2014, there was a similar controversy, not of this magnitude, but TCU got dropped from position 3 to 6. And it's a flawed system.
It is.
Anybody, I think, looking at it subjectively can admit that. Because there are changes actively being made, it also is, I think, a little sour for FSU because you're like, okay, cool. So now all the changes happen after we get snubbed.
But they did vote to keep it the way that it is now.
Which the irony there is not lost on me either.
Okay, yeah.
It's just like, in point blank, and this is all I'll say, because I see both sides. I really do.
Course.
But I am on the Florida State side very strongly, I would say. And the biggest thing I can say is, what's the point of winning games then? And you know my point of, like, I'm a little bit more of a hard ass when it comes to, like, life.
I was going to say
everything. Thanks, Chloe. But no, it's just like, what is the point? You can win every single game, and you can have a quarterback that is a standout quarterback, and you can do everything right, and have a coach that is ride or die for his team, a school that is ride or die for every, this is a football school, a football team with a incredible quarterback, and then an incredible backup quarterback that has stepped up like we've never seen it. I mean, not never seen, I guess, who stepped up in something we haven't seen in years. What is the fucking point of all of these men just absolutely going balls to the walls and killing it in the most excellence in this sport has seen? What's the point?
Yeah.
If they cannot get to the ultimate goal, what is the point?
And I do want to say, like, very much so, I am, like, on Florida State's side. Like, I understand. Yeah. I do believe they got snubbed. I do believe they got fucked. Like, this is shitty. And Jordan Travis's, like, tweet and Instagram, like, broke my heart. I just don't understand the point of them, like, of Florida suing that. Like, I don't understand what that is doing.
I would say that it's the same thing as, like, when people sue for $1. It's, like...
It's just the point.
It's the point, and it's to prove... An investigation would prove what we're saying. Like, like, it just doesn't make sense. And it hasn't made sense. It hasn't made sense for years, but this is just an exclamation point on it not making sense. And to me, name one other sport that does it. Name one other anything. Yeah. That's like, try hard, be the best at what you can do, but it still doesn't matter. Yeah. It's like a presidential election. Yeah. Like, it just, like, doesn't make any fucking sense. And I've talked to several people about it, and some that are, you know, obviously very close to the Florida State heart of it all. And it is devastating, especially if you're a senior and this is, you know, you're not going to go to the league. Like, this is it for you. I genuinely cannot imagine that heartbreak. Yeah. And because
they're 14 and up.
I look at anyone that, like I said, is the best at what they do. And maybe Alabama would scrape the fucking ground with them. But let that happen. Because that is what competition is. And there's always going to be a caliber that doesn't meet the other. That's also, like, that's just what it is.
That other team can be better.
How many times has that happened in the Super Bowl? How many times has a team shown up in the Super Bowl that did not make sense, and then they got their asses rained?
Well, that's because it's like, now it's a money game. So, like, what's going to be the biggest production, the biggest money maker, the blah, blah, blah. Which like, also, shut up, it's sports.
Cool, that's Ohio State, Alabama, Texas, and Georgia every single time, because that's what money talks. Yeah. But it's also like Ohio State, Michigan, like, got their asses handed. Well, not their asses handed, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, of course that's going to be it. But FSU fought, and that, who doesn't love an underdog story? Yeah. If this is a script, ratings wise, why wouldn't you want them in there? Like, you want to see that. So yeah, I mean, we talked enough about it, but I do think, like, it is crazy. And I mean, the suing of it all, I do think that's more semantics than anything, but I would like to see, you know, what happens, and semantics and everything, but I would like to see what happens. And I get it. Yeah. I'm mad for them, and my heart's broken for them, but I also don't think they should play in their bowl game. I think they should say fuck it and protest. What? Once again? What is the point? Yeah, you're going out there. What? You're risking injury for what? Yeah, because that's every time you step on that football field. As if we haven't seen it time and time again this season in the NFL and otherwise. Why do anything if it doesn't matter? Why do anything if it doesn't count? Would you go to work if you didn't get paid? No, you wouldn't go to work if you didn't get paid. And why would you play football if you can't win?
Yeah. Okay. And then the last thing of the recap is the NBA in-season tournament. My dad was like, "Hey, no more fucking NBA stories because no one fucking cares." I was like,
we do. Silly goose.
He just hates the NBA. But that's okay. Lakers did win it all. They beat the Pacers in the finals on Saturday, 123-109. So go LeBron. They get nothing out of it except for $500,000.
I love the people that right now that are LeBron, like, coming around to LeBron. I was having a conversation with someone the other day that was like, the people that have hated LeBron for so long, the LeBron haters, are now, like, the people that, especially that are, like, his age, they're like, okay, so, like, he's still balling. Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, they can't even get out of bed without being like, my back. And this guy's, like, absolutely housing it still. Like, it is cool. Yeah. And we're not, like, diehards for LeBron, but we do love just an icon.
Correct. He's an icon, he's a legend, and he is the moment.
He is the moment, and he continues to be the moment.
Yeah, his haters are going to hate this. Okay. Recapping week 14, I'm going to save the Chiefs' roast bills for last, because we'll get there.
Okay.
Eagles versus Cowboys. It was rivalry. I cannot
Rivalry.
say that. I can't say it. I said it fucked up last week too. I think my teeth get in the way.
Rivalry
weekend. Okay. That's crazy. Cowboys did beat the Eagles 33-13 after the Eagles beat them earlier this season. A.J. Brown called Stephon Gilmore old, he's a corner for the Cowboys. And then Gilmore turned around and had the game of his life, led the team with 9 tackles. So, like, call me old one more time, you motherfucker with your pink cleats. Shut up.
Yeah.
And Eagles didn't score an offensive touchdown. The only touchdown they scored was an interception or a fumble recovery. And
Jalen Hurts was not to speak. Have you seen that buzz of, like, everyone being like, can you show, like, a little personality?
So that's the thing where I'm torn with him because, like, I love him as a competitor and as a player, but, like, the cool guy facade.
And as an image.
As an image. 100%.
As a visual aid.
Wow. But this, like, competitive facade, like, there's something in your brain that you're thinking, like, let it out.
But I don't think... I disagree. I don't think he's a quarterback. He doesn't have to. He's not a mayor. He doesn't have to be like...
No, but the thing that I'm saying with, like, the facade where he's like, I don't know, I'm a football player, I don't care. Like, I'm a competitor, I don't care. Like, we get it. You're competitive. You don't care about being on the quarterback Netflix series. We get it. You don't care about that. Or, like, your story's not written yet. We get it. Like, you have more to prove. Like, but it's like, give something.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league, like, you need to relate to your fans a little.
But they're not media personalities. Like, they do their job, and he does his job, and he does his job well. So I think I get what you're saying, and, like, it is like, you're like, come on, give us something. You're so pretty. But, like, he doesn't have to.
That's true.
Yeah. So, like, he can be boring. That's okay.
He truly reminds me of, like, Jokic without the irony.
Like,
he's just there.
I literally said that to someone yesterday. I swear on my entire fucking life. I made that exact... I'm about to spill my wine. I made that exact comparison. I literally said, he is the Jokic of the NFL. He's like, just get me out there.
Yeah, like,
instead of him, Jokic wants to be at home with the horses. He just wants to be on the field.
Yes.
He's like, just get me out there. I don't care. I just want to play football.
That's why, like, without the irony of it all. Like, it's not funny. It's just like, okay, you don't care about literally anything.
Do you want to start a podcast? Stop.
Okay, so Cowboys won. Eagles are on a 2-game losing streak, but... Broncos versus Chargers. We dubbed this as the upset of the week. Chargers were favored. Broncos won 24-7.
So sick of the Broncos. Haters gonna hate this. I'm a hater and I hate this.
Yeah, they're 1 win back from leading the AFC.
Dude. What?
Okay, but here's the thing.
This is the real pandemic. The Broncos.
This is the thing, though. If we're gonna host a sports podcast, we do have to point this out that they started 1-5, and they had a terrible season last season, and they got a new coach, and he's done something.
Yeah.
You gotta give it to him a little.
I hate this, and I hate this, but
Scott, are you listening?
Yeah, I do respect it.
But you don't have
but
to
I
like
hate it. But I respect it.
Russell Wilson. You don't even have to respect me. Oh, no.
No, you don't have to like me. Wait. You don't have to love me. You don't even have to like me. But you will respect me.
What is that from?
I'm a boss.
Boss. That's Russell Wilson walking into the Broncos.
So he won the game on Sunday, and then they had a baby on Monday.
Beautiful.
I wish you guys could have seen Big's face. All right, so not Broncos fans over here. That's no secret. And then Jags versus Browns. Browns signed Joe Flacco. He's been named the Browns starter for the rest of the season. Browns win 31-27. Trevor Lawrence played.
Yes.
Interesting.
Right?
He did. He was warming up.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh my God, he's like shot up. He can't feel shit from the knee down. I'm like, what the fuck do you think Patrick Mahomes did the whole last playoff season? Like, shut up.
Cornell.
Oh, you got a shot in your ankle. Cool. Fucking loser.
Doesn't hurt with his finger. You're shot in the ankle. Pussies. As we sit on the couch, me complaining about a hangover.
Well, as we're about to talk about the Chiefs versus Bills. So, yeah, Chiefs play the Bills. Bills won 2017. The offsides call heard around the world. And, like...
Okay, because we haven't really discussed it. We've sent, like, articles back and forth. Mm-hmm. Articles. Posts on Instagram. Mm-hmm. God, I hate our generation.
Are linked to articles.
Yeah, for sure. But I haven't really heard your full take. So I would like, give me, like, a synopsis. Are you really going to read it?
It's just bullet points.
Okay.
There's a reason that players get fined for talking about the refs. Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, case in point. Like, they're going to get fined. There's a reason. I tweeted that. Scott, our friend, texted me and is a Broncos fan and won't stop texting me. So I said, to whom it may concern, Scott. Was Kadarius Toney lined up offsides from the line of scrimmage? Yes. Is anybody denying
I'm not going to interject in here. I'm just going to make notes on my hand, and then I'll make them at the end.
Okay.
Continue. This is like a breakup conversation.
Sure. Is anybody denying that? No. We know that.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, we know you know.
We are aware he was offsides.
Yes.
No one's saying that.
Okay.
However, if you saw Dan Orlovsky, who is a former NFL quarterback and a current NFL analyst, he has shown, I forget, it was like Good Morning Football or I don't even know what, he was like, I watched every offensive snap for that entire game to see where he was lining up every single time he was the receiver, like whatever.
Yeah.
He lined up offsides 4 times. Was it warned? Was it talked about? Was it called? No.
Right.
So why... The question that Patrick and Andy Reid were asking in their press conference is, why then? Mm-hmm. It's not the fact that we're saying he wasn't offsides. He was. But it's the fact it's the inconsistency of the call and the lack of calls. Because they let him get away with it the whole game.
Yeah.
They called it. They let Jalen Waddle in the Monday Night Football game get away with it the entire game. Didn't call it.
Right.
So I just, like, I think that the main thing that they're trying to drive home, why wasn't there a discussion if he was doing that all game? And, like, where's the consistency if from game to game, crew to crew?
Yeah.
And then my other point of it is Patrick Mahomes' outburst. He wasn't mad at the refs. He's mad at the way that this offense has been playing. And this go-ahead touchdown could have sealed the game. And his wide receiver was lined up offsides. And he had an outburst. And, like, he hasn't lost his composure in one time that we've seen in 7 years since he's been in the league.
Okay, I did not think this is where your take was going to go, and I do agree. Continue.
Yes. So, he deserves an outburst. He's pissed. He's the best quarterback in the league, and his wide receivers are dog shit. He's mad, and that sucks. So, that anger was not directed towards him.
Towards Josh Allen.
Towards Josh Allen, towards the refs, nothing. It was directed at his own teammates. And if you
The throwing of the helmet was towards the team. The comment to Josh Allen was towards the ref.
Yes, but if you do watch, there's one clip that's going around of him just dapping up Josh Allen and being like, fucking that call, like that's stupid. But if you watch the entire clip of him walking up to Josh Allen, he's like, hey, hell of a game, man, great job. And then Josh Allen said something and he goes, wildest fucking call. So like, that's getting misconstrued and that's pissing me off. And the one other thing that's
the media hates the Chiefs.
They do, and they honestly hate Patrick Mahomes. And if you don't think
that, then watch more sports. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
They do, and that brings me to another point. I'm glad you brought that up. The other thing that I will say about this outburst is the people that are like, I lost respect for Mahomes that night. No, you didn't. You've never had respect for him, and you've never believed in him, but now this is like your one thing, like a little tiny broken wooden leg you can stand on to be like, I lost my respect for him. You've never had it, and that's okay. You just have never had a reason.
I don't think there's anyone that lacks respect for Mahomes. He's the best quarterback of our generation, and I think, like, statistically, you can't put that past him. I don't think anyone lacks respect. I think they want to hate him, and this gave
gave them something.
Yeah. I think, are you done? Is that your end of your dissertation? Any closing notes? All extremely valid points. I only have a few to add, and we actually do have very similar viewpoints.
All right. Go.
I'm going to go once again, not to run I'm a hard ass into the ground, but I will say it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed. We're already embarrassing ourselves. Actively every single week I look at this team and it's unrecognizable. But Patrick Mahomes feels that way too.
Yeah.
And this is his team. And he rides so hard for them. And in every presser, if you're not a Chiefs fan, we're not a Chiefs podcast. But if you're not a Chiefs fan, go back to every presser post-game when we lose. This man takes it on the chin every single time. He says, yeah, I could have made that pass better when we know he could not. Yeah, I could have done that better. Yeah, we could have done this. As a team, we're going to come back next Sunday and we're going to get better. Like, he is such a leader in every single way. I literally could cry talking about it. Like, he is. So yeah, this was wildly disappointing. And I will even say, and you know, more than I ride hard for Patrick Mahomes, I ride so hard for Andy Reid. That presser was unrecognizable. That was disappointing.
And he's just fed up.
But I like genuinely was cringing. Like, I was like, oh my God, we are so bad. We are washed. And then to have those two speak the way they did, I was like, God, this is so weird and wild and embarrassing and out of character. That is genuinely my first gut feeling. And that is how I still feel to a certain point. But I will say, not to bring Tom Brady back into the conversation as I do all the time, that motherfucker throws a tablet, screams.
He followed a ref off the field one time.
Absolutely in your face, shoving shoulder pads when coming off the field, throws shit down constantly. Where was this conversation about America's quarterback? Where was this? So was this outburst out of character? 100%. But is he allowed that?
Yeah.
Sure. Was it embarrassing to me as a Chiefs fan? Yeah. And this call, my only view that is counter to what you're saying, I have like two other things, is in football, girls, if you're not familiar, like Kadarius Toney lined up offsides, I think, how many times was it? 4. Typically when that happens, the refs do make a nudge.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, hey, you're lining up offsides.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
Let's do this. It didn't. So to his knowledge, like, it's continuing to happening. It's like when you're a kid and you can get away with something. Like, I'm not making excuses for him, believe me. Like, I would love if he was not offsides. My team would have won. So,
yeah.
like, you know,
which
obviously,
also with like arguably the best play of the season.
Yeah, absolutely
and, like,
stunning.
That sucks too.
But see, and that's where the hard ass in me comes in. I don't give a shit. It was pretty. I don't care that Kelsey pass was sexy as fuck. I do not care because it was wrong and that call was correct. Mm-hmm. So I don't care that the other one didn't get called. That happens all the time. We won a Super Bowl that way, and I will stand by that too, because calls don't happen. Sometimes they just don't happen, and that's the game. That's sports. Like, sometimes refs don't make calls. You can't bitch and moan about that.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can. So at the end of the day, that's sports. That's the nature, especially football. There's gonna be missed calls. If we would have been the team that we should be with the budget, the talent.
Yeah, it should never be up to the refs.
Well, and Andy Reid said that too, you know, again, after, and Roger Goodell made a comment today and was like, the refs are doing their jobs. Like, I'm not gonna apologize.
It was the right call. It's just a matter of when it was called.
That's what I'm saying is, like, there's going to be missed calls. There is. It's just, that's the nature of the game. In conclusion, I feel, and even as a Chiefs fan, that outburst should have been internal. That should have been a locker room conversation. That should have been with an organization when reporting to training that next Tuesday. I believe with all of me, I really do, even though I just said we're watching the act of downfall, I believe with all of me, this is going to light a fire under this organization's ass.
If it doesn't, we're dead.
Never before. And I feel like you're going to see a new Chiefs come out of this Sunday. I genuinely believe with all of me, we are going to come out here, like, talk your shit, because we are here. I believe it. I think we needed this.
I agree.
We
needed a wake-up call, and, like, the drop passes and the losses
I believe in our wide receivers. I really do.
I believe in some. I don't believe in all.
I believe we have the talent on the field, and I also believe in our coaching staff. I do. I just think the fucking chemistry is off.
Yeah. Okay, so steps off soapbox.
Not a Chiefs podcast.
And goes into week 15 notable matchups. So we'll just keep this one quaint. Chiefs versus Patriots. Chiefs need to tighten up. Patriots just won their third game of the whole season last week.
Yeah.
Chiefs are favored 9.5. like you said, we'll see a different Chiefs team this week, hopefully. So if we don't, then we truly like might lose hope. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, next one. Vikings versus Bengals. Our boy Josh Dobbs has been benched.
I know.
And Jake Browning, the backup quarterback for the Bengals, might be that dude.
Yeah. Which, as much as I dislike the Bengals, they deserve a quarterback, a runner-up, and I really do. I think if you're Joe Burrow, you're a happy guy right now, and you're a proud guy, and I think that's cool.
Did you see that he gave Jake's family his suite?
Very cute. Sweet. Very honorable.
Bengals are favored -4. Or, negative. Bengals are favored -4. What's your prediction?
Yeah, I think the Bengals are going to take it.
Same. Fine.
Broncos
versus Lions. Lions might be lioning. I don't know.
Fortunately, I'm going to take the Broncos on this one.
Yeah. Is it at home?
What do you mean, yeah?
I'm thinking if I am taking the Broncos too.
Okay.
It's in Detroit. I'm going to take the Lions. All right. Lions.
You're taking the Lions?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay. Dolphins versus Jets. Zach Wilson is coming off a 301-yard, 2-touchdown performance.
I would like to pick a little note here.
Hmm?
My boy's back.
Don't go that far.
He's
Go
back.
Go that far.
I'm going that far.
He literally came out and said last week to a guy on his team, he's like, what the fuck do I have to lose? They'll bench me again. So he just was like, fuck it.
Would you not say that?
No, okay, fine. But like one game doesn't mean he's back as we've seen.
But
this
what
season.
does that point have to do with anything? Would you not feel that way? You would 100%.
I mean, I guess I would, but I wouldn't.
Like, what are they going to do? Bench me? They already did. No, I think and that whole saga is so wild to me and so interesting. And if you're Zach Wilson, you're like, oh, you need me?
Oh, you're gonna bench me?
But I also, it's like your ex-boyfriend coming back to you and he's like, babe, you don't know what you have until it's gone. And you're like, yeah, I know.
Yeah. Very toxic. I said that to my dad last week. I was like, it's like a toxic relationship, and he didn't get it.
Yeah, it's because he loves your mom so much.
I know, they're high school sweethearts. He's never been in a toxic relationship. That's so nice.
Could you imagine having no experience in a toxic relationship?
Neither of my parents
only had toxic relationships.
nor my sister.
It's actually exclusively what I do.
Same. Anyway.
49ers, Cardinals. No. I'm going with Dolphins. Even though I love my boy. Z-Dubs.
Z-Dubs. That's terrifying.
That's just off the cuff, so.
Okay. 49ers versus Cardinals. Like, 49ers are insane. They're favored -13.5. Like, tell me fuck the Cardinals without telling me. All right. Well, anyways, 49ers.
Yeah, 49ers.
All right.
What if I was like Cardinals?
That'd be crazy.
All right. Wow, I'm so back here with a sponsorship. So the Good Patch are wearable patches designed to make each day just a little bit easier. Whether you need to look alive, find your zen, or clock in some beauty sleep, they've got you covered. So simply peel, stick, and wear for up to 8 to 12 hours. We suggest the Rescue for hangovers, Relief for sore muscles, Cycle for that time of the month, and B12 for a little extra energy. Use code NAME3PLAYERS, all spelled out, at checkout for 15% off.
Stunning. So much better than what I said.
What do you mean? The copy is written for you.
Yeah, I know, but how I said it.
Oh.
All right, take us into our top 3 stories, Vic.
Oh, God, I'm so happy to be back. So this is the top 3 sports news stories of the week. If you're new here, we pick the top 3 sports stories that we think the girls need to know. We are glued to our ESPN apps.
You've gotten like 7 notifications
I
since
know.
you've been here.
It's all NBA. But yeah, so we let you know what you need to know. That's fucking cute.
Mm-hmm.
We let you know what you need to know. Okay. First story, the 2022 Masters champ leaves the PGA. So Jon Rahm won the Masters last spring and is now leaving the PGA for the LIV Tour after signing to a multi-year contract with more than $300 million, according to sources. How do you feel? You were like kind of a Jon Rahm fan, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
The thing that I have the issue with is that, like, a year ago, last April, he was like, I don't know, like, all I can say, like, I have my tired future ahead of me. Doesn't seem like a smart move to just pick up and move.
Got it.
And then 4 months later, before the 2022 U.S. Open, he said that the live golf format didn't really appeal to him. So, like, what changed between now and then? Money.
Okay, but if we've learned anything about live golf is that it is changing constantly. So maybe he just acquired more information.
Well, he did make a statement because the live golf commissioner, whatever, has, like, been trying to get him for obviously a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, he's appealing, or he's trying to appease me with money and not, like, history, which is what I love about the PGA Tour. So maybe, like...
But you can't make history...
Well, I think it was
like
just,
a
like...
promise of legacy, probably. Like,
yeah,
it's
or
gonna be
being,
something
like...
profound.
This is the camaraderie. This is, like, what we're about, blah, blah, blah. Like, appease me with that stuff. Like, not just monetary value. Because, like, I can make money with the PGA Tour. Not... 300 mil.
Right. But he's like, money isn't going to buy me. Like, I
But
have to know that there's going to be some sort of, like, legacy built into this league.
But I kind of feel like money did end up buying him.
I mean, 100%. Well, 300 million%.
And here's the thing. I would love to be like, oh my God, you couldn't take me, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, money does talk. But, like, admit it.
I would never say
No to 300 mil? Me either.
no.
Like,
If you said jump ship for 300 mil, I've got no skin in this game, as we know. Not the resident golf girly on this podcast.
Are either of us?
I feel like you're way more invested than I am. But I would say, John Rahm, get your bag.
Okay. Like, John Rahm, get your bag, King.
King, get your bag. Get your live golf bag.
Sorry, I thought you said king.
And also, like, as I've said, like, live looks fun as fuck.
It does. Look
You get 300 mil and you get to have a party?
But bold statement coming from the guy that was like, sell me on culture, sell me on history and legacy, and then you're going to go to the
They're
fucking
like, but
party
what if there's
crew?
a DJ? What if there's a DJ, a bubble machine, and 300 mil? And he's like, I guess.
Sold. So the thing is that... God damn it. Do I say that a lot?
It's been 3 times.
Did I say that a lot previous?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but
crazy.
it's cute. I like it.
Well, the thing is, originally the PGA came out and was like, we're merging, remember? And if a live tour wants to play in PGA sanctioned events because they qualify, they can.
Yeah.
However, what's happening with the merger, 1, and 2,
We're
they've-
asking the girls what
I'm
what's
asking,
happening with
I'm asking,
this podcast now. We're just asking you guys questions.
Need your help.
well, you know what?
Girls.
I don't feel like I'm the only one asking. I feel like actual players are asking also because they have since banned John Rahm from any PGA sanctioned events.
Right. What I'm learning about this, it's just a pissing contest.
It
And-
truly isn't. It's because it's men.
Yeah, it's because, yep. Period, queen.
All right, so John Rahm.
John Rahm. Okay, so story number 2, girls. Draymond Green throwing hands.
Again.
Again.
Pull it together.
I did get that ESPN. I wasn't watching the game, I will admit, but I did get the ESPN notification that he was ejected again, and I was like, bro. So basically, Warriors forward Draymond Green was ejected for a flagrant foul, number 2, for hitting Nurkic. It's 2 syllables, has to be Nurkic in the head. So this is his 3rd ejection this season, if you're not familiar, and it is now been confirmed as of today that he is suspended indefinitely. So he did make a statement. I do apologize to Nurkic because I didn't mean to hit him. I sell calls with my arms. I was selling the call and I swung and unfortunately hit him. That's what he said post-game. His 3 ejections are tied for the most in the season. His first was when he was received 2 technical fouls against the Cavs, and his second was when he was put a Grizzlies player in a headlock.
Like, what an insane thing. When I was typing that today, I was like, in a headlock?
The headlock was crazy. But yeah, so he's done.
Here's the thing, though. Every time I say that, I'm gonna want to just open that
Don't
window.
we already have an episode called "So Here's the Thing"?
Yeah.
Cool. Sick. What I will say is, I didn't see the game. I wasn't watching. I did see the video, and if I'm not saying it wasn't intentional, but if that's the way that he punches, there's bigger problems, because the way that he flailed his arm to hit this man, if that's him actually throwing a punch, no one should ever be concerned about Draymond Green ever. Because he looked like me out there when the bitch threw a fucking high noon at me at the levee. Like, he just was flailing his arm,
Yes.
hoping to make contact. So I'm saying,
I get what
like,
you're saying.
there
You can't
might
do that, but I do get what you're saying.
You cannot do that. But what I think there might be, like, a little hint of a truth to
Yeah.
him being like, I was trying to sell the call,
Yeah.
and unfortunately I slapped the man in the face. Like, just like...
And unfortunately for this man,
Unfortunately for his haters, fortunately for his haters. Whatever. Anyway, he made contact, and I don't truly think that that's what he was meant to be
impact
doing.
over intention.
Yeah, no, 100%. He deserves to be. Just saying, if that's the way he throws punches, like, buddy,
Yeah.
you have money.
In the streets, no one should be concerned about Draymond Green.
Oh my god, yeah, so
that happened.
crazy.
Do you want to take this third one?
Sure. Okay, so our third and final story is a bit of baseball news.
Yeah, big baseball podcast.
Shohei Ohtani, who is a two-time American League MVP, has just signed a 10-year, $700 million contract with the LA Dodgers. And this is the biggest contract deal in sports history worldwide. So,
$700 million.
$750 million. It's insane. He went from one LA team
Not
with the
to
Angels.
sound dumb as fuck. What? Like, I just... What?
Yes, you're saying what everyone's thinking. It's unfathomable
Ken,
money.
people are dying.
The thing that's craziest to me is that, like, so there was, like, a sweepstakes going on for him in the offseason. Like, so many teams
Yes.
wanted him. He is, like, so he's a pitcher and designated hitter now for the Dodgers. He played for the LA Angels and has just gone right across the street to the Dodgers. He probably doesn't even have to sell his house. He's just sitting there and being like, oh, I'm going to go to the Dodger Stadium instead of the Angel Stadium.
Will you explain the deferrals to me?
Yeah. So the thing is that, god damn, I never realized how much I say that.
The
You
thing
didn't
is,
catch it.
I didn't catch it that time. It's so organic.
Oh my god, thank you so much. So people are questioning this big deal because it's obviously so much money. So they're like, how will the Dodgers, like, afford literally any other player to enter this team? But people were like, how is this going to work for them to get, like, so they have the best, like, pitcher, designated hitter, I think, I don't fucking know, in the league. How are they going to afford people to, like, stack the team around him?
Right.
That he's going to defer the money. So he will defer $68 million of his $70 million average salary. And he came up with this all on his own. So he's going to earn $2 million per year from the Dodgers, $20 million in total over the life of the contract, so over 10 years. The deferrals will total $680 million, and those payments will begin in 2034 and carry through 2043. So he will make $2 million a year until 2034. And then starting that year, he will receive $68 million a year from the Dodgers until 2043. Ow.
Okay. I'm just like, $2 million a year is nothing.
Especially in LA. But
$2 million a year is, like, for the average person in LA.
Yeah, it's
$2 million is nothing.
But, I mean, he's been in the league for 6 years at least, so, like, he has money. And he'll have endorsements.
This is just
and
the
he'll
weirdest. Like, I tried... So before I even knew we were discussing this, I was reading about it, and I was just, like, 68 million, 30, 20, 34... What?
2043 is when the payments will stop. So, like, the Dodgers
How
are
old will he be?
indebted to this man for 20 years. So, like, the contract is 10 years, but it's essentially 20 years that they're going to pay this man $700 million.
He's 29.
He's 29.
Right now.
The truly, to me, the craziest part about this is not even... The money is insane, but the fact that the Dodgers were not the only team to offer that money.
To this man.
To that man. So, apparently, the San Francisco Giants said Tuesday that his team met with Ohtani, said that, like, they have a deal that would make him the highest paid player. Numbers were crunched. They showed them what the Dodgers had on their table. The Giants owner was like, we upped our offer to $700 million, but he still decided to stay in LA and go with the Dodgers. So, like, two teams in California...
Yeah.
Can offer this money.
So Ohtani is now the highest paid professional athlete in the world.
Yes.
Lay your head on the pillow at night and be like, no, bitch. That is just the wildest details of a deal, though, that, like, ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But the thing is that, like, he thought of it himself.
Yeah.
He was like, fucking pay me later. I don't care.
It also is so crazy to me. So, like, when I think big money contracts, in general, I do think soccer... Or, like, okay, European football.
Yeah.
I do think that. But I think the NBA. But, like,
yeah,
isn't Jaylen Brown the highest paid NBA player? And it's not even close.
Yeah.
Like, it's, like, 3 something. So
What do you do, like... what do you do with that money?
You're heavily taxed. But other than that, I mean...
Like,
ball out,
you
bitch.
don't need
Oh, I could do it. Believe me, I could figure it out.
I could blow that in a year.
100%. No, I swear to God, I
You
think
better
about...
be taking me with you.
I think about that all the time. Like,
We're going to Paris.
dude.
We're living in Paris.
Yeah, in multiple other places.
Yeah.
I think about that all the time. Like, I am so good at spending money. I think you give me $700 million over the course of 10 years.
Mm-hmm. I won't have shit left after 5.
Done.
What the fuck?
Done. I can find a yacht right now. Like, I'm just... I'm so... I know I was made for it. Like, I just know.
Yeah.
I was put on this earth to make $700 million. All right.
So, anyway, go Ohtani, I guess.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was our third and final
And
story,
also, if you
though.
were just curious about, like, highest paid salaries, we just ran that down for you, so.
Go everybody.
Yeah. Go money.
All right. That was our top 3 stories. Anything else to add?
No, Dodgers hopefully pull out a World Series. That's crazy.
I wonder how much a hot dog's going to cost there now.
Ugh.
Wouldn't
Hopefully
it be
he
crazy
pays for
if
everyone.
They don't even get close. Like, they're paying this guy this much money and, like, never won a World Series.
That's what they say about the Chiefs right now.
We've won 2 Super Bowls.
I know, but now that he's the highest paid NFL player.
Anyway.
He deserves...
We don't need to go down that rabbit hole again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so our next sponsor brings you the walkout fits of the week.
Lucky you.
And that is Waterboy, our old trusty. Replenished after a long weekend with a stick of Waterboy. It's actually in my water bottle right now as we speak. Formulated with electrolytes and vitamins, this hydrating drink mix helps you reduce nausea and fatigue and helps you chill out after a weekend out. Each stick of Waterboy is vegan, has 0 sugar, and includes 3 times electrolytes and vitamins than its competitors. The original Weekend Recovery is available in strawberry lemonade and blue raspberry, while the newest Athletic Recovery is in lemon lime. What? Don't even run that back. Just run it. They've already heard it 100 times. So whether it's from working out or going out, reach for Waterboy. You can use our updated code for the girls for 15% off your order. That includes all of Waterboy's products, including their merch, and you know your girls are always in their Waterboy merch. It's cute as shit. So use the code, tag us in your posts, We love to see it.
I can confirm I wore my shorts in St. Louis to
Cute.
sleep every night.
I need to know their supplier because like the t-shirts are so good.
Yeah, so for the walk outfits of the week this week, like I'm doing something for the first time in all 31 episodes.
I think I've done that, right?
No.
Mm-mm. I'm doing an unfit, like an air ball, if you will.
Ooh,
An
love.
offsides, an air ball, a
Basically,
stripe.
she's talking shit.
This fit was so wild, I couldn't not talk about it. So it's Jameis Winston, who's the backup quarterback for the New Orleans Saints, and this motherfucker is wearing jeans with cuffs taller than my entire body.
That's honestly probably half your height.
You can use it.
A sweatshirt that looks like he bought it from the clothes section of Costco. And true low top Doc Martens.
Mm-hmm.
And glasses. Like, shut the fuck up. Blue light glasses at that, if you look at the reflection. Like, I understand that this man is, like, the jolly man on the sideline that, like, hypes everybody up. But, like, hey, Kirk Cousins looks better than you walking in. So,
tough.
what are you doing? So, that's my airball walk outfit of the week. Hate it.
Yeah. I'm switching it up too.
Cute. I love when we do that.
So mine is a couple that I've been obsessed with on Instagram, honestly. But it's a European soccer player. He plays for Everton, which is a team in Liverpool. But it's Dele Alli and his girlfriend, Cindy Kimberly, which she is like a model influencer girly. And I've actually followed her like far before I knew who he was. But the like one account, like a footballer fits or whatever that I follow on Instagram, posted just like a collection of their photos, and she has always been fit inspo for me. She's incredible, but he also, and then them together, it's just the fits that they pull off, and they always post together and like tag their designers that they're wearing. It's just mwah, chef's kiss,
Stolen.
love. And I want to post at least one of their little fit pics because I'm obsessed with them. But yeah, honestly, more her than him. But she's dating a soccer player, so we'll call it a walk outfit of the week.
They're on their little PJ. She's sitting on his lap.
Oh yeah, that one I showed you with the white tee and the
Oh, is that
Chrome Hearts jeans.
your fit or no?
I'm just saying them as in general are my fit of the week. Like
okay.
they constantly are throwing fits.
Stunning. Oh. Cute.
You've never heard that?
No.
Oh, it's a podcast I listen to. It's called Throwing Fits, and it's about fashion,
Oh, damn.
like streetwear.
I was literally like, you're onto something.
No, I didn't make that up.
Damn.
Throw a fit.
All right. Well, anyway, that takes us into our breakdown segment.
Wait, no, our walk-up song of the week.
No, that's how we call
Oh my
it
god,
the show.
gone 1 week and doesn't know the order.
But to be fair, we haven't had a true episode in like 4 weeks.
That's so crazy. Yeah, you're right. Okay, so our breakdown segment, where we break down a topic, a play, maybe even some drama, for it to make sense for the girls. So something, an otherwise complicated, confusing topic.
Correct.
We make it make sense.
And after this week, we felt like we needed to just like bring this back a little. We've covered NFL penalties, but like let's just like go one step further.
Yeah.
And make sure the girlies understand offsides.
100%. We all need a little refresher, including Kadarius Toney of the Chiefs.
So true, bestie.
Yeah. Tony, if you're listening, tune in.
Okay, so we're gonna explain the difference between false start, offsides, and neutral zone infractions.
Ooh, I want to take neutral zone infraction.
Deal.
I want to cover that one.
Because we just felt like it was timely. Because obviously, if you're new to the football scene because of your music taste, then you might be like, what's happening? So we're like, here.
So like, Swifties, we're here.
Yeah. You've already pulled up a chair. Just fucking relax.
Yeah, relax. We're going to break it down for you.
So first up is a false start. A false start is what happens if the ball has already been placed and is ready for play. The center has it, he's ready to snap it to the quarterback, and an offensive player charges or moves in a way to, like, trick the defense to thinking that the ball has been snapped already. So they've moved, essentially, before the ball has been snapped, making the defense, like, jump, be on the ready.
Right. A lot of times it can look like a juke.
Correct.
Yes.
And honestly, my favorite part about it is when a offensive player has a false start, the defense always like points and they're like, oh,
yes,
oh, he did it. I'm like, you guys are grown men. That's crazy.
Children.
So basically, false start, if an offensive player jumps to the play before the ball is snapped.
Right.
I wish you could see
That was
Raegan's
a
hands.
really good. No, that was like a genuinely such. Like, I already knew what it was, obviously, but like that was a really good explanation. You did so good.
So much.
And you didn't say "so the thing is" ever in it.
So the thing is, with a false start, contrary to an offsides, which we'll cover in a second, if there is a false start called, the play is not typically stopped and the foul is announced at the conclusion of the play, which gives the offense a free play, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
So, like, we don't make the rules. It doesn't make sense. I don't know.
It does, because if it goes in their favor, that's why they do that. You take this one.
Wait, why would they accept it? Why would they decline it?
If it goes in their favor.
Once the play is dead, giving the offense a free play, the non-offending team can choose whether they accept the result of the play, meaning did they stop the offensive team from getting a first down, from getting ample yardage,
right?
Or do they want to accept the like penalty that they'll get to push them farther back because they don't think they can stop them again if
Correct.
they replay that?
Yes, fully.
Stunning. All right. Offsides is a foul, Kadarius, in which a player is on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage when the ball is snapped. This foul occurs simultaneously with the snap. So typically, offsides is called on a defensive player when they have crossed the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped. Therefore, meaning they have like free reign at the quarterback or at the guy that they're up against before the ball is even snapped. So that's why it's a penalty. But if it is called on offense, which is very rare, which is why this was such a hot topic, then, like, obviously that's not great either.
Obviously, that's not great either.
Okay, so although an offside foul is usually committed by a defense or a defensive player, if an offensive player lines up in the neutral zone, which Vic will cover here in a second, then an offside foul will be called against the offense. An offside foul will also be called if the ball snapper advances past the neutral zone before snapping the ball. So, like, if anybody's moving across the line of scrimmage before the ball is snapped, that's offsides. But usually it's called on the defense. Can be called on the offense. The thing about this one is that, like, also the play moves through. So if it's, like, called on the defense and, like, offense gets a free play and, again, penalties can be declined. But if it is offensive offsides and the play is through, just like what the Chiefs had, like, they scored a touchdown, but, like, then it was called back. So then, like, that causes the whole thing and, like, penalties can't be declined. But false start is typically on offense. Offsides is typically on defense, but offense can be called as well. Neutral zone infraction, take it away.
Okay, I wanted to take this one because I have a distinct memory of my dad explaining this to me whenever I was little.
Oh, stunning.
And it's so perfect because it's like such a for the girls explanation. So neutral usually means like whatever, whoever. But in this case scenario, it's like the no zone. Because it's the only person allowed in the neutral zone is the person holding the ball. So the neutral zone,
which would be the center.
Correct.
Snapping the ball.
So the neutral zone infraction in the NFL is when a defender enters the neutral zone prior to the center snapping the ball, meaning that they are parallel or in lined up beyond the center and basically has a straight shot to the quarterback. So it's basically just the no zone. Like no one other than the person holding the ball, which in this case is the center, is allowed in. So when a defender enters the neutral zone prior to the snap, causing the offensive player in close proximity including the quarterback who is under center, to move immediately to themselves against the impending contact.
Yeah. So basically, like, if somebody enters the neutral zone and a quarterback flinches or somebody else flinches, like, that's a neutral zone infraction because the ball hasn't been snapped yet.
Right.
So hopefully that makes things a little easier.
I think so. I think we explained it. Right, Chloe? Any questions?
Nope.
On a more positive note.
On a more positive note, our walk-up songs of the week. Raegan, take it.
Can you tell that Pink Friday 2 came out?
Yeah, Nicki Minaj actually is a sponsor of this podcast now, and I text Raegan. I was on the plane on my way home from Paris, and I downloaded the album, and it was a 9-hour flight, just for reference, and I only listened to that album.
My song of the week is Bomb Bomb by Nicki. It's just like the beat, I just want to like move my ass. Oh my god, I burped.
Move my ass. I just want to
not even shake it, because like that's not an ass shaking song. Like I just
move
like kind of
my
want to
ass.
move it in throw that ass in a circle.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
To Bomb Bomb by Nicki Minaj.
Correct.
And then mine is also by Nicki, but featuring this like underground artist you guys may have never heard of. He's just like fresh on the scene. Drake? I think it is. But it's called Needle. And listen, anytime
Slaps.
these two collab, like it's gonna be my song irregardless. Like you could say anything, the beat could be trash, and I am like hands up in gospel to it.
She's tuned in.
I am tuned in.
Tuned in.
It was the first one I clicked. I am 100% a girly. I will swear by listening to an album top to bottom, because I do believe it is a work of art and should be listened to as such. Fuck no. I went straight for that Drake feature. I went, why was that not the title track? I don't know. The Billie Eilish intro sample situation. Mwah, chef's kiss. Mwah, maybe.
Right.
But no. I went straight for the Drake one. I was like, this goes first for me. And
Yeah.
it if Spotify Wrapped came out next week, this would be my top song.
I
I've listened to it. I'm not fucking joking. I've listened to it 62 times.
I'm a Nicki stan. I'm a
You're
fan.
a barb.
I'm a stan. Am I a barb?
I think I am. But anyway, that was this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We did have a lot of wine. We hadn't seen each other for a while, so you know the wine was being poured.
2 bottles.
And we had the best catch up. And girlies, I missed you. We appreciate you tuning in this week's episode of Name 3 Players. If you're new here, we release new episodes every single Friday and cover the hard-hitting stories. You can listen to our episodes on Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, and YouTube, and stay up to date on all that's happening around the sports world in between episodes. We let you know what you need to know. And for more information on NTP events and sponsorships, you can follow us up on Instagram and TikTok at Name3Players. That's all spelled out. And finally, you can listen to all of our walk-up songs of the week and special curated playlists for the girls by following us on Spotify at our music profile. That's also Name3Players, all spelled out. We love you. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you had the best week, and we hope you have an even better weekend for the girls. Why didn't you say it?
I just thought you should take it away.
No, you didn't. You just forgot.
I did.
And we hope you have the best weekend for the girls.
Bye.
Bye.